men have taken over everything. They're women of the year in every category, in women's categories. And the latest news is, Brian, that now there's a shortage of tampons, and that's probably because men are buying tampons. And
is this breaking news right now? Is this a joke?
No, it's
not a joke. Am I being punked right now? Are you telling me that this is legit?
I'm telling you the truth. You can look it up.
We have that many.
Look it up on the internet. Everything's true on the internet.
We have that many beta males that are buying into this agenda that they can menstruate. This is crazy. No. Absolutely crazy.
They put tampons in men's bathrooms.
And they're just this. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, so the war on women. So I was just bringing that up because.
Marjorie Taylor Greene continues to Marjorie Taylor Greene. There she is talking about men menstruating. Or no, not men menstruating, but actually trans women that are buying up all the tampons, and she's calling them men. But you know what, the way she posed that, of course, this idiot that she was talking to was, that's probably because men are buying tampons. To which he responded, "Oh, is this breaking news?" Yeah, because you know how breaking news usually goes when the person breaking the news says, "You know what's probably happening in the world today?" That's usually not how breaking news happens. Also, everything is true on the internet is what she said right after he said, "Am I being punked? What's going on here?" She said everything on the internet is true. This is a comedy duo. They're not serious. They're not paying attention to what each other's saying. There's some kind of scripted lines. It's like a really bad SNL sketch. Either way it goes, let's go into details of what she's talking about. Because that host was Brian Glenn. She also took to Twitter to push this even further because the joke just never ends for her. People who menstruate, she put in quotes, can't find tampons. Has anyone checked the warehouses at the border where all the baby formula is stocked floor to ceiling on shelves? Or maybe some men's restrooms? Apparently, they are available there. Apparently, again, she keeps saying with this, all the sense of how conclusive her points are. It's probably, it's maybe, and it's apparently. That's how she's speaking. That's how people listen to her as well. So also people who transition don't start menstruating, because life. But the truth is far less absurd than what she's actually talking about. So while some businesses, schools, and other public venues have begun putting tampons in men's bathrooms, experts have pointed to inflation and rising production costs as instead causing the current tampon shortage. Cotton and plastic, two materials used in the production of tampons, have become more expensive due to the demand of making COVID-19 safety gear such as masks, according to a CNN report. The issue has been further exacerbated by the Russia-Ukraine war, as both countries are key fertilizer exporters. There's also more to this as well. Inflation has also hiked the price of menstrual products. As of May 28th, prices rose 9.8% for tampons and 8.3% for a package of menstrual pads, is what Bloomberg reported, and it's quoting Nielsen IQ data. This is her opportunity just to spread some transphobic things. She doesn't really mean what she's saying. And again, there actually is, because I've seen this before, there actually is a bit of a fight when it comes to the price of menstruation products and things like that, with people have talked about over the years, because they're expensive and they're necessary, and people are like, these should be free in public bathrooms and things like that. I'm not sure if she's on that, but she's definitely trying to make this an issue there. Let's go to this tweet that someone did point out how she's looking to just turn this into a transphobic issue. Crazy. Marjorie Taylor Greene says there's a shortage of tampons because trans men are using them. She says they're putting it in men's bathrooms. What she should have said, if she wasn't such a massive liar, is the problem is a shortage of materials. But why let the truth spoil your narrative? Obviously, and then there's some proof there behind it. This is how people like Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert, which has been in the news lately as well, get reelected. Say things like this, and I go back to the same question I always ask was, what work is she doing? What legislative work is she participating in? Did we forget that she's an elected official?
Right now, she's just a fundraiser. Honestly, that's her value and utility to that party, is that she raises money for them, and I think she's savvy at hitting the touch points in the culture war by pointing out an alleged trans boogeyman or woman around every single corner. It's stupid and it's pathetic. The thing that struck me about that particular clip and about this whole beta male discourse that I find ironic, in the sense that these guys who use that term all the time don't realize that they're themselves participating in a level of homoerotic discourse, right? Like, if you are gonna posit that there are men who are beta males, then you're saying that there are alpha males. And like, what are you saying about these alpha males? Like, what are these characteristics? Like, really, you're talking about a guy's masculinity and virility, and it's like, why are you doing that? Like, it's just this weird thing. It's like they don't realize that they themselves are being the thing that they purport to hate by, basically like, oh, this guy's so masculine, he's so alpha. It's like so strange to me that these dudes don't realize that they're dunking on themselves.
And also, every time they want to be concerned with what other folks do in their personal time, in their relationships, whoever they decide to be with. So you're gonna say, ask, so are you having sex with men? Why are you so interested, bro? Is there something you want to learn?
Jayar, I would really like somebody to ask them one day and be like, all right, you complaining about beta males. Tell me somebody out there in the world who's alpha male and why. Somebody other than yourself. Describe to me a person who's a real person and what makes them alpha male. I would really like to see them go through that exercise because I think it would get really fun really quickly.
They'd say Donald Trump, but that automatically makes them all beta males because they do anything and everything for him. It's just obvious.
Exactly.
It's the basis for their entire political interactions and identity. Is to be subservient to Donald Trump and do everything he tells them to do, even when he kind of abstractly tells them to do it.
They want to be dominated by him, JR.
Absolutely, they love it. And fine. Which is why it was so sad to see him get dominated by Vladimir Putin in Helsinki back when he was in office. That's why they definitely don't want to talk about that.